Hey true believers, this is Dr. T and welcome to my comic book channel. Today we're going to take a look at my comic book collecting goals for 2022. Stay tuned. So I've never actually made a list of comic book collecting goals. I've never done it for comics, never done it with action figures, but I decided this year to do it because the number one book that I am aiming to get this year, saving up for, selling books of mine, action figures of mine to save up for, is Hulk 181. Now, I'm not looking to get a mid to a high grade. I'm looking to get between a 2.5 to 3.5 CGC graded copy of The Incredible Hulk. I do not want a restored book. I don't want a qualified book. I want that Marvel value stamp intact. And I don't want any, I'm also looking for a book that doesn't have any extra info here on the label, like tape on cover or tape on back cover or tape on interior cover. Nothing like that. Just a clean universal label with the grade, the page quality, and the book info. And this is, of course, the facsimile copy of Hulk 181. And so that's what I'm saving for. In another video, I'm going to talk about, I'm going to show the things that I've sold so far to save up for it, and continue to present, to show you the things that I'm selling in order to save up for that book, or the books that I'm purchasing, sending in for grading, and taking the profit from those books to put towards a Hulk 181. And I actually got that idea from Reggie Collects as he was saving up for his Hulk #1 that he documented over a number of weeks. So this is the first book on that I'm trying to save up for, and then the next set of books that I'm trying to save up for, and this is very Wolverine heavy. It's going, so I have 2 copies of this Wolverine #1 limited series from 1982. I have this 9.4 that my wife and my kids got me for Father's Day, and it has the nice custom label. And then in the last video that I made, I showed that I found this lost copy of Wolverine #1 from 1982. This book had been lost for 9 years, and I finally found it at my parents' house, hidden in a place I had never checked before after having checked everywhere in their house. You can check that video to get more details about it. But I have 2 copies of this, and I'm hoping to take what I get from both of these books and put it towards a 9.6 copy, to just upgrade it to a 9.6 copy, white pages. I am going to try to be pretty picky with the spine here and the spine wrap to make sure it's really lined up. I don't want hardly any white showing on the front cover or any of the front cover showing on the back. So I'm going to be a little picky with that and take my time until I find that right copy. And then after that, goal number 3 essentially is going to be to pick up a graded copy of this issue number 2 from that limited series. This is the copy that my dad purchased off the rack, likely a 7-Eleven or an AM/PM, if those even existed back in 1982, even before I was born. Notice this is a newsstand edition because that's where he bought his comic books. You go into 7-Eleven, pick the comic book off the rack. This copy is probably a fine to fine plus version of the book, but I want a 9.6. All of these are going to be in 9.6. And so here is my dad's raw copy of issue number 3 that he bought off the rack. He didn't buy issue 1, he missed that month, but he did buy issues 2, 3, and I would like this in a 9.6 as well, with a nice wrap. It would be great to have the custom Wolverine label. And then this issue number 4 that is also his, bought off the rack in 82, and to get a 9.6 copy of this. So Hulk 181, Wolverine 1, 2, 3, 4 of the limited series, all in 9.6s. I've only ever owned the Wolverine 1 graded. I've never owned any other copy graded, but those are some goals of mine. As a Wolverine and Captain America are my 2 favorite Marvel characters. And so it doesn't make any sense not to have these books graded when I have so many other Wolverine books graded. And then also, I'm looking to get 9.8 copies of Wolverine number 4 from the ongoing 1988 series. I have 9.8s of issue 1, 2. I have a near mint candidate for issue 3 that I need to get graded to CGC. So that would be number 3. I need to get Wolverine number 4. That's goal number 6 for this year in a 9.8. I have issue 5 in a 9.8. I have issue 6 in a 9.8, 7 in a 9.8, 8 in a 9.8. And then I need to get this year for goal number 7, Wolverine number 9 in his ongoing series in a 9.8. So those are some of the goals. So do I limit myself to only these things? No. If I see a book that I'm interested in getting, I'm going to get it. If again, I'll know it when I see it, sort of thing. But I do want to stay to these goals as much as possible. So by the end of the year, I do in fact have these books, especially that Hulk 181. And another thing that I've done this last year that I've really enjoyed was sending books in to get for the signature series. I sent books in with my brother-in-law. They were his books, but I helped him do it. I sent books in to get signed by Paul Bettany and Elizabeth Olsen. And then I also sent in a Beta Ray Bill number 1 Walt Simonson variant cover to be signed by Walt Simonson, and I have a video that I've made previously of that. I should be getting my Captain America number 6 variant cover, first appearance of Winter Soldier back, signed by Sebastian Stan. And so I've really enjoyed doing that. And then upcoming, there are some signature series signings that have already been put out there by CGC. So the due date for the Kevin Eastman and the Last Ronin team signing is on January 21st. So I want to get, and I'm considering these my goals for the year to do these signature series signings, is to have this third printing of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles number 1 to be signed and remarked by Kevin Eastman. And I had to order custom window bags that CGC makes for these magazine size books, and those are being shipped to me right now so I can prep this book as well as these Last Ronin copies. This is the Last Ronin number 1 second printing, and I'm going to have Kevin Eastman and the entire Last Ronin team sign this book, and this will be up for sale. I'm not planning on keeping this one, but I am planning on keeping the TMNT number 1 third print, but this one will be up for sale after I get it signed. This one does not need a press, but I am going to get the TMNT number 1 pressed as part of the signing. And then I also have this limited edition Last Ronin number 1 from New York Comic Con, and they only printed 1,400 copies of this, and so this is going to be the Eastman signature, possibly a remark, and the entire team. I haven't decided if I want to do this one with everybody's signature, the entire Last Ronin team with Kevin Eastman, and them to do a remark. I don't know. As of right now, it's just going to be the signatures, but I still haven't decided if I'm going to do the remarks as well. And this book will also be up for sale. And also, we recently got the sad news about George Perez and his cancer, and CGC arranged to have a signing with him, which as a collector I'm grateful, and I'm grateful that this will be able to benefit his family and his estate after his eventual passing. And so the books that I'm going to send in to have him signed here is a copy of JLA Avengers number 2 from 2003, and he did the artwork for this book. This is a very nice copy in my PC. I'm going to have him sign this, and of course it will come with the nice George Perez custom label. And then I'm also going to send this book in that I've had for quite a while, this JLA Avengers number 1. So I'll send this in to also get signed by George Perez, so I can keep those two as part of my PC. to have those in honor of him. And then we also have the wraparound back cover there. So these are my goals for 2021, and I am not limited to these books. If I saw something else that caught my interest, I would go for that book, but definitely I want to stick to this plan, get these key Wolverine books, especially that Hulk 181. If I saw a good deal or thought to shift my focus from some of these limited series books to a Hulk 180 as well, so I could have 181 and 180, I'll try to do that. Who knows? But this is what I'm doing. I'm excited about this year and what collecting holds for all of us in the comic book community. And if you would consider commenting down below and letting me know the books that you're planning on going for this year, that'd be a lot of fun to interact that way. I would love to see what you plan on getting for your collection. And true believers, remember, comics for life.